How is that? Is that better? Hopefully it's better. Oh wait, no. That's definitely that. I think that should be better now. The little line is bouncing up and down properly. Greetings and salutations, I'm Karen Rushmore. I'm playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is session 42 out of God knows how many million. I can't think of anything else I want to say right now, so just going to go and jump straight into it. Oh wait, change that so we can see what I'm doing. That'll help. Oh, that was what we were going to do. We were going to go away and do the debate of some variety. The first one debate. Because we've got Jubileos in our group. Inconsequence debates. 17 hours, 16 hours. Go that way. And hopefully we'll find where we need to turn up into the inconsequence debates. Made some headway into the plot last week. Although I think I'm at a bit of a loss again. Like to learn the fate of his great-grandfather. So maybe there's somewhere I need to go with that. And vanishing, Valenhall vanishing is I don't know what's going on there. We're going to take care of this story arc. How's everybody doing in chat? We all okay this evening? Nerd Zodenroppel, a very pale gnome with dull brittle hair, is scribbling something busily on a small scroll, not looking up as you approach. Ah, here you are, at last. Go read the rules, they're posted a little further along. The other teams are already arrived a while ago. The host said that we'll start as soon as you show up and read the rules. Of course, I'm famous enough for my admirers to follow my every move, but still, I'd like to know. How did you know we were coming? The gnome shrugs. The host said so. Well, are you going to keep wasting time? Read the rules and we'll start. Jubileos fixing his glasses, and Jubileos looks at the papers describing the rules. Well, let's see. I'll read it out loud so everyone can hear. The rules of the inconsequent debates. Here, to be added later. I see the authors didn't overstrain themselves. So, the rules. 1. Obey, Item 1. Obey the host in everything. Item 2. Come in triplets. Item 3. No fighting, no killing each other, even temporarily. Even if you really want to. Even if you apologize later. Item 4, which is the most important one. The participants must routinely enter desperate screaming fits. Wait, what is this? And where are the rules? Where are the conditions and the principles? I'm asking you. Jubileos stops puzzled, then open and closes his mouth, and Kelly says, well, I think my nerves are failing me. I need to control myself. May the bleaching eat me. No, it's not nerves. It appears to be some kind of magic, damn it. I can't stop screaming. Perception for... Obviously, there's something is obviously wrong here. It's not difficult to see that the text on the last item in the rules is a little different from the others. It looks like someone added it in, vaguely copying the style. The last rule has been added to the others. I would say someone inserted it on purpose and charmed the scroll somehow. That's just great! It looks like someone decided to play a joke on the participants. And how do I come across now? Tell me? Well, farewell to my grace and sophisticated speech manner honed over the years. Now I just start screaming like an illiterate bumpkin! Wibble and Kichiganeko, how goes it? I'd like to learn a spell like that. Sometimes you just need to make a bold statement. What a pathetic, petty, mean-spirited attempt to prevent me in participating in the debates. We need to find out who is behind this. We need to know! We need to do it now! Even. Don't worry, I'll question everyone here and identify their tricks now. Don't worry about anything. I'll go run over to the host and ask him a few questions for my book. It'll buy you some time. You start looking over whoever is responsible for this. Greetings, I am Sir Alfrey, loyal follower of the Tentacles of Day. Not too bad, just made some food without making carbon frisbee, so it's all good. I read the one that kept making me say tentacles. Oh, okay. I'm guessing that they're slightly different depending on which one you go. Although this one guy is saying tentacles. Her Knight Noble and Crusader of Mendev, tentacles. Oh yes, my knightly motto used to be courteous even in death, but I'm afraid it must now be changed to severing the tentacles of evil. In just a few phrases, he managed to pour more pomposity on us than I can manage in a week. Quite a talent. The tentacles of evil. Why the sudden change of motto, sir? You see, upon my arrival, I immediately went to read the tentacles of the event. But Guile already had me in the tentacles. The rules were charmed, and everyone who reads them must say tentacles every so often. Which happens to be, to me just now, tentacles. If I can't get rid of this affliction at least, tentacles, I can make it into my motto. Did you try talking to the host about this? I did, in the name of tentacles, but they think that cheating within the rules is tentacles and perfectly appropriate. As a true knight, I must overcome these tentacles resolutely. Do you have any idea who could have done this to the rules? It was done by one of the participants who allowed their tentacles to guide their heart, including you and me and my tentacles. 4 teams of 3 arrived. I swear by my tentacles, my service to the most honest Iomade would never allow such tentacles. Nor would I suspect you or your outstanding companions, noble tentacles, all. Look for a villain among the 2 other teams. So you're a Mendevian Crusader. Truly spoken. I hope you've heard about our glorious tentacles. Our order fights demons fearlessly, preventing their tentacles from spreading across the world. I hope everybody watching this is getting a laugh because I'm struggling to keep a straight face. But I must press on, or else this is just going to be me giggling the entire time, and that's not. Sounds like the plot from Realm Twist, where they have one of them forced to add "without my pants" to the end of every sentence. Not sure which is worse. You don't often meet an Asmar in these lands. Asmars are not so uncommon in our tentacles. Celestials are known to aid Mendevian Crusaders in our war against the demons. Sometimes this camaraderie sparks a tentacle. I mean personal attraction. But just as the presence of a holy celestial nearby can sometimes cause the birth of an Asmar child. See? Easy as tentacles. Are you participating in the debates? I most certainly am, by my tentacles. I've come here to carry out the wishes of my tentacles and set a good example for my tentacles. And possibly find a few new ways to fight tentacles. That is, demon. If I win, the Fae might answer all my tentacles. I think I have to go. Before you leave, let me ask you, in the name of tentacles, don't consider it idle curiosity. What need brought you to the tentacles debate? Ha! It was me! Why in the name of tentacles are you screaming? Did something I say seem inappropriate? Quite surprised, and Knight asks with a true noble tact. I am the victim of tasteless and primitive but nevertheless rather vile prank. Jubilius catches his breath. It's that trick with the rules, but I read a different scroll and now I keep screaming it on and off. Good for you, Sir Knight. You can just change your motto. It seems I shall have to change my profession. If we don't reverse the spell, I'll be able to stall crier. I'll be a stall crier to the end of my days. Fresh oysters! Get your fresh oysters! Today's special, tentacles! What a humiliating bore. So back to your question. It was I who asked the Baron's help in the inconsequent debates. The victory will give us a chance to speak, a chance to ask what made the gnomes leave the First World, as you know, probably know, since my people have suffered from the bleaching. I'm looking for a way to end this affliction. In that case, I wish our worthy goals. In that case, I wish our worthy rivals good tentacles. In the name of truth, justice, and tentacles. Oh boy. The little kobold raises his snout at you. Greetings. Are you here participating in the debates too? Yes, participate. I participate. Amazing. Even it's going to be one of them sessions. Even the inarticulated kin of unforgettable Tartuk are here. The Jubbos turn their head to Jubilius and hiss in indignation, and the kobold shivers. You scream scary. Another gnome screams scary too. Angry gnome, I scare. Why do you have those Jubbos boas with you? The kobold lowers his head. Faye say need 3. I know 3. I know friends. Wanted to go very much. Caught these jump mice. Now we are 3. Participate. So what do you want to ask the host if you win? A dragon. How become dragon? It's like a spell was cast over my friends when he read the rule. Did anything like this happen to you? I don't read. No, help me. Read for me, aloud. But then scream. I scared. Alright. CEO. The pale gnome reads aloud enthusiastically, and the young wizard desperately thrashed about in his fetters, all in vain. The shoots of the plants held him tightly. The nymph, cruel and beautiful, sneered at him, and immediately what? Apparently the giant frogs are now talking. And immediately anything. The left frog is mocking the right one. Does this book ever end? I thought that the wizard would die in the last chapter while he was running from the horde of unicorns through the field of giant fly traps. Oh, like you understand anything about literature, you stupid toad. The gnome looks at you. Ah, hello again, travellers. It seems I haven't introduced myself. I'm Neard Zottenroppel, and these 2 idiots are my brothers, Ivia and Luar? So what did the nymph do to the wizard? It's too much to tell. She keeps him hostage for another 4 chapters. It's like I like it when it's more like real life. In this book, Arthur's last book, he escapes from the evil wizard in 5 minutes. Why are you calling those frogs your brothers? These fools read the rules, and the rules are charmed. Neard's colourless and dim eyes flare up with a mad and joyful fire. Anyone who reads the rules turns them into frogs. So now I have 2 frog brothers. I guess I'll leave them here as they are. When else will I ever have the chance to laugh so much? And why are they both frogs? Did they read them together? Yes. Nah. Shut up, Lua. Of course we did. We read them and we transformed. Now we're sitting and croaking. A little kobold said one of you helped him read the rules. Yeah, that's true, but he wasn't trying to read the frog rules. They're different on every pole. One turns you into a frog, another makes you say tentacles, and the third one makes you scream like crazy. Hilarious, right? Not remotely. You suffer from the bleaching, don't you? She is dying from the bleaching. It's alright. I've still got a fair bit of life fight in me. The Zotten Ropples don't go down easy. Nerd smiles going, my brothers and I lost our coal long ago, but Steph still hasn't taken us. Are you participating in the debates? Sure, although really we're just here to see the show. Figured it would be fun, and we were right. You are confusing, my friends. If one of you read the rules for the kobold, why isn't one of you screaming? How was it that both your brothers were turning frogs? And if Nerd already saw what happened and knew the rules were charmed, then why did she tell us to read them? Do you suspect us of something? Why would we charm the rules and read them ourselves? I'll make you read them and put a spell on you. Nerd adjusts her ridiculous helm and strikes a rankish pose. Everything here just screams gnomes. Yeah, you couldn't stay away. You got so wrapped up in your own prank. Well, because why not after all? It's so much fun. You're far-sighted and loud-voiced. I like you. Answer clearly. Did you charm the rules? Why are you picking us? Our sister is the one who did it. Enough snitching, Lua. You're just jealous that it was Nerd who came up with the idea. Why did you do it? You're so boring. We wanted to, so we did it. Just think how funny it will be. Debates where all the participants are screaming or talking about tentacles or just croaking. Nerd rolls with laughter. But we're honest players, so we charmed ourselves too. We want to have an unfair advantage. Stop this immediately and release Jubilios from the spell. Croak. Croak, croak. We're just stupid. Or anything. I apologize in advance if another screaming fit is about to start, but please let's leave them be. I'm ready for anything, despite the fact that I'll look like an idiot. Look like an idiot because of all the screaming. Well, I say the prank. Well, I say it's a fine prank. Let everything stay as it is. Amazingly, Jubilios sighs with relief. There you are. I'm glad I found you. You were literally just over there. I could see you when the screen was over there. I stalled for as long as I could, but it's now time to begin. Let's go quickly. The hooded creature looks mundane, but after looking for a time, one might notice the figure's contours tremble and flow, as in a haze. Welcome to the inconsequent debates. You can call us the host. We are the reason for all that happens here today. You've read the rules, have you not? Not that there is anything useful in them. We only made up the real rules the day after tomorrow, and then forgot them and had to make up new ones. So it's simple. We want you as your reward for us to ask any question. It's so simple. You want as your reward for us to answer a question. So the competition will involve answering questions. We ask, and one in each triplet answers, and always the same one. The others can only prompt. Let's see. It will be you, Little Kobold, you Sir Alfred, you Nerd, and you Kyra. Remember one thing, here at the inconsequent debates, there are no right or wrong answers. Every answer has weight, and each will be weighed. Don't choose the lightest one, your rival might find a heavy argument, and more importantly, light answers are no fun for us. Why are you referring to yourself in the plural, host? You hear laughter emerge from under the hood. Well, no, very well, you've met us, Chiron, but it was a different us at a different time. Now be satisfied that we do not wish to disclose ourselves. Tell us, why do you, creature of the first world, need to organize all this? Win the competition and ask. Those are the rules of the game, right? Hell no, we will not waste our precious questioning to find out the motives of the Fae. We've far more important things to consider. Let us begin. We are ready, despite the tentacles. Alright, so let's see how they have it in the first world. Are they talking about first world problems? Some of you look so serious. Thus we'll begin with a question about weighty matters. What can move a mountain? Magic gods on my grandmother. Julius Lindsay, what's our answer? I should have skipped my philosophy. I shouldn't have skipped my philosophy lessons at the academy. Such problems baffle me. It's not because I can't think of an answer. It's because I think of thousands of them all at once, and I don't know where I can hide them from them. If I start screaming again, our rivals could overhear, but I'll have to risk it. Answer its own will. In the world of Fae, damn them, mountains often move. On one especially noble mountain, the Tain Ulcer itself that walks by itself. Its own will. We heard you. What will the others say? What can move a mountain? The little kobold frowns desperately. Maybe dragon? Dragon can move a mountain? Faith and divination. Faith and divine intervention. Do you hear, my faithful tentacles? Faith nourishes us. With devout faith in our tentacles and a righteous cause, everything is within our tentacles. A teleportation spell. Haha, I could probably manage moving a hill or two. In fact, that gives me an idea. We have heard you. Now hear us. Of course, gods and magic can move mountains, but that answer is good for any question. How can one jump over a house? Magic. How to paint yellow without using the blue paint? Divine intervention. Such light answers are the weakest. A good answer is its own will. Will and desire to lie at the base of our emotion. Will and desire lie at the base of all our emotions, actions, and decisions. If the mountain has a will, it will surely find a way to move. That was an interesting round. Let the next question be heard. What weakens when owned by many and dies if owned by none? A secret? I mean, that's the obvious one. I'm going to ask you Jublios again because it's one of them where it's giving us 3 prompts that we can choose from, and well, I'm not sure what would have happened if I'd answered my grandmother. I am very curious about these inconsequent debates. What weakens when owned by many? A pot of soup, and dies if owned by none. A pot of soup won't die. House or any other property. It kind of fit. I have a feeling it's a secret though. Jubilius? Glory, say glory. Jubilius stops stressed, obviously waiting for the curse to work. Glory. The little kobold looks as if he's about to cry. I don't know this. Maybe it's dragon? It's a knight's heart. I swear by my tentacles. It can belong to himself or to his righteous cause or to the greatness or his greatest tentacles. It can't belong to everybody. Violet, look how I roll my eyes. Fools concentrate on the competition. This won't do. We won't accept answers from this won't do. We won't accept the answer from Zottenroppel triplet this round, but you are a spectacular eye roller. Now, as for the other answers, the heart is not the best answer. Even amongst knights, there are many whose hearts belong to beautiful women and a beloved mother, plus their friends, their commander, their righteous cause, and a delicious lunch. Especially a delicious lunch. And it doesn't seem that those hearts belong to many grow any weaker. Glory is a poor answer. Only in an extremely egotistical person who does not wish to share credit could think it shouldn't belong to many. One's own glory does not diminish anyone else's. We were almost prepared to agree on the dragon, but alas, no one gained victory this round. So Jubilios's answer isn't always the best one. Here's the third question. Each of us is born at the Here's the third question. Each of us is born at the same time with a monster. Each day we live, it grows. It can torment, bring us joy, and kill without a single wound. What is it? What do you say, Jubilios? The last word, I don't mind screaming. Knowledge! From birth, the person begins accumulating knowledge, and it grows with experience every day. It can rise up and strike us down. Okay, so the question is, each is born with the same at the same time with the monster. Each day we live, it grows. It can torment, bring us joy, or kill without a single wound. An evil twin brother from another timeline. I have a feeling that there's a few joke answers in here. But again, I'm not quite sure, because there was grandmother, I can't remember the last round, and an evil twin brother from another timeline. It sounds entertaining. The thing is, knowledge is born at the same time. We have zero knowledge, and the more we live, the more we learn. It can torment us, it can bring us joy, or kill without a single wound. That's the one that doesn't make sense. How does knowledge kill without a wound? Ambition, again. It can torment us, it can bring us joy when we succeed. Not sure how it can kill without a single wound, though. And the same applies to memory. I really don't know. I'm tempted to go memory just because it just feels right. It's memory. We have heard you. What will the others say? What is the monster? The little kobold grabs his head, stressed. Maybe it's dragon? It's curiosity. It's born with us. It grows day by day. It saves us from the bleaching. And if you only knew how many it killed, I don't know if the answer will do. But the greatest tentacles is the one that lives inside us. We grow a tentacle beast in our souls. We feed it with wrath, neglect, and tentacles. Eventually, it could break free of us and kill us. But tentacles must admit. The same beast gives strength to villains and tentacles. The poison we feed our monsters only nourishes them. Interesting answers, except for the dragon. The dragon doesn't count, alas. Curiosity is also insufficient, and the monster we described must be its own nature. By its own nature, grow. We see many of their curiosity dim over the years. Memory is a good answer. We also like the idea that the inner beast inside each of us. Both of these answers were said lightly, but we are ready to accept them. For this round, we shall have two half winners: the triplet of Sir Alfrey and the triplet of the Baron. Wow. What did he say? Oh yes, the one where basically it's a tentacle inside us. One final trial and we will sum up the results. I grow tired of questions. Do you know the game Night Dragon Snag? The knight defeats the dragon burns the snag, but if the dragon walks in the woods, he will stumble on the snag and die. And that's why snag defeats dragon. Rock, paper, scissors then by another name. Children's games, great. These are the inconsequent debates. Why not play a game? So you'll break into pairs and yell out your chosen word at the signal. The one who shouts knight defeats the one who shouts dragon. The one who shouts dragon defeats the one who shouts snag. And snag defeats knight. We'll place all three against the kobold and near the Ottenrobble against the baron. The winner will then play each other. It's the first pair ready. Yell on 3. 1, 2, 3. Knight, dragon. This was all too predictable, but in a charming way. The host is obviously enjoying the game. It's a good thing we didn't look ahead. It's much more fun to see it unfold like this. So Alfred wins. Oh, yeah. Now for the second pair. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, dragon! Ooh, dragon. Near shouts, performing an on-the-spot impersonation of a kobold, then falls over laughing. Looks like her own amusement is more important than the competition. A tie. Let's go again. On 3. 1, 2, 3, snag! No, it's another tie. The Baron is like my older brother. We think exactly the same. Let's go again. Oh, dude, I don't know. See, I don't know whether this is actually rigged, where it could very easily well be, or if it's actually going to give a different answer. But there's a very the rock, paper, scissors, it actually has a tiny bit of strategy behind it. See, the first round I guessed dragon. Because there was a reasonable chance that it was going to go for the one that hadn't been selected, or it would go for the one that defeats the one that hadn't been selected. You don't go for the one that just lost. It's a bad strategy. Of course, unless it gets to the second round, or the third round, or wherever you get up to. Because at that point, it makes sense in my head. I just need to think about this. So we had dragon, snag. We go snag again. Oh, it's another tie, and the Baron is like my brother. I think we think exactly the same. Wonder how long it's going to be keeping random, and whether there's any intelligence behind it. Snag. We're saying exactly the same thing. Dragon. Ah. Damn it. I meant to cheat, but I didn't have time to think how. Dragon won! The little kobold is happy for you and your dragon, as if it was his own victory. So the Baron wins. Now the winner against winner. The Baron against the Knights. 1, 2, 3. Snag. So Alfred takes a deep breath and with a mighty chest, but then the curse takes over. Tentacles! Realizing that their spell has worked, Ned and the brother start roaring with laughter, something sniffling with delight. But host makes a helpless gesture. But we cannot but pronounce the Baron the winner for this round. And now it's time to announce the winner of the debates. After 4 tests, the triplets of the Baron and Sir Jublios win. It was most amusing, children. Most amusing. You should know that this is a rare praise from us. Congratulations, sir and ladies. I swear by my tentacles, it was a worthy struggle. The Baron, as the voice of your triplet, you may ask us one question promised, and another question besides that as an extra reward for ingenuity or luck you demonstrated in the competition. Karen, do you remember the fate of Jublios suddenly stops talking. He opens his mouth and closes, but not a sound. I have a silent spell, mates. Haha, I love it. Now what you're going to do. Come, my brothers, let's run. Now everything is in your hands, Karen. Think upon your question. We will answer honestly, but I don't know will also be an honest answer. What about Ask about what a host from the First World might know. Any suggestions for a good pet name? This is one of them sections of the game where it's like I could quite happily just save and reload this and play through it half a dozen times. I won't bore you with that, but I want to know why the gnomes left the First World. There is a question. We knew it would be asked, but a simpler answer, a light answer, has no value, right? We hope our debates convince you of this. This is why we present you with another answer. A good one. A valuable one. God. Numbers will help you on your way. One of them is fifth in 10. It will be easy to find when you read. Who opened the road for an ancient dead man and his black feathered messenger. The second is a dozen times in a dozen. And twice the number of those who's lost their faces. Don't try to guess now, it's not yet time. Wait until he who is born twice will twice be defeated. Put the two numbers together when the moon leaves the path near the waters of Candlemere. Find the one who will open the secret. A heap of senseless mumble instead of a first walk the road, and then you may accuse us of being senseless. But in the end, you won't. Second question. See, I'm curious about these 3 answers, but as a lawful good, I must go with I want to know about this affliction, the bloom that fell upon my barony. Oh, that's an easy one, or is it? Once a very powerful creature from the First World unwisely provoked the rage of those who are a 100-fold mightier. She was cursed and sent here to Golarion, to the Stolen Lands. Without going into too much detail, her curse afflicts the locals as well. To put it simply, your troubles will not cease until you've dealt with this uninvited guest. Anyway, we have discussed this further. In your tomorrow and my yesterday. That was your final question. We have the answer and yet we don't. But what an adventure, Charon. We'll have to discuss this further on our return to the capital. Farewell, Charon. Ah, we almost forgot. You little creature. You didn't win, but you did manage to make us laugh. And do you want to come with us? No promises you'll turn into a dragon, but still. The kobold jumps for joy and carefully asks, pointing at his Jobberus. Take my friends? Yes? Alright, fine. The hooded creature laughs. Listen all, the inconsequent debates are now closed. We spare all of you the effects of Zotentropel's tricks, and bid you farewell. The Fae are no match for their ingenuity. The debate, the Fae and their mysteries. Most importantly, we don't have to fight anyone. I like this adventure. I mean, there's a curiously glowing monkey over here. And over here. But there is nothing to loot. Can't even select anybody else. Just going to... I hate riddles at the best of times, but at the same token, I need to dwell and think on this one. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. And let us be off. Take it off, pause. And then we'll be off. Oh, we can actually change our group here. Jubilios, you are benched. Octavia, you are in. I'm trying to think of a sentence where the whole without my pants doesn't quite fit. The price of curiosity. Oh, fair. Just give them a chance and they'll confound everyone. You need to just discuss with Jubilios what this means and what we should do next. Alright, go back to town. Kingdom's got an alert.
May we have a moment of respite?
Kaliki is an expert in mountaineering. Her knowledge could be useful for us traversing mountain range. Double movement speeds on mountainous terrains. Greedy tax collector. Go Jubilios. Press on. Boom, 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 boom. Boom.
Be nice, don't you think?
Bum 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 bum. Jubilios. Chiron, I never thanked you probably for your help at the inconsequent debates. I'm happy to do so now. I hope you don't think me entirely ungrateful. Have you figured anything about that riddle? The host answer to your question about the gnomes. Not quite, but I'm working on it. I'll certainly inform you of my findings. I must admit, such an answer is quite in the spirit of the Fae. It must lead somewhere, and I will find this trail. I'm surprised that you didn't want to be freed from the Zottenroppel spell. Why did you willingly suffer it? Well, you see, I understand well what the bleaching is, what a fatal effect it has on gnomes. Those poor fellows were acting like that for no darker motive than desperation. Their foolish jokes allow them to live just a little bit longer. Do you see, I don't mind becoming the joke myself. For a while, of course. Not if my life was being threatened. It let someone else live a couple of days longer. So you let them continue their prank to help them. It's a worthy act. Stop, or you'll make me blush. Jubilius folds his hands over his chest with a contented look. Let's just talk about something else. Thank you. I'm going to go. Come back when you've run out of clever ideas again. I have run out of clever ideas. I have no idea what's going on.
To plan.
I brought you some relics. Any worthy of a story? Till we meet again. That can go in the chest. That can go in the chest, just in case we need it for anybody. Bum 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 bum. Right, what's left in here? The vanishing of Varnhold and the lost brother. Many years ago, a man fearing hacking came in search of adventure and never found it, and was never heard from again. Find out what happened to him. See, because I didn't read the guy's letter, I have no idea what that... did it show somewhere on the map? It might have shown somewhere on the map. I'm trying to remember now. Let's go check the map. Although I might... No, cancel it. Let's go check him at the tavern. See if he'll actually remind us what we're supposed to be doing again. If your kingdom is destroyed, the game will be over. That's an ominous hint. I do dislike the fact that it's like, yes, after 100 hours and God knows how many years in game time. Tell me about your great-grandfather. Daredevils, no one, stories are explosive. Too bad no one wrote songs about his widow. Tell me about your family. No, you're not going to remind me. Okay. Thank you for nothing. Nothing, I tell you. There's nothing anywhere that suggests that we know where the grandfather rooms are. However, I want to go back to this overgrown cabin. Oh, yeah, clear whatever this is. Be Tristan finishing that up. In which case he can get on to Ergot. Red light. A brothel was opened under the protection of Calestra's temple in the region. It has more and more customers every day. Estrel's followers are enraged. These despicable fallen women are destroying families. Send the storyteller. Nobody's got a good chance of succeeding this. Bum 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 bum. Fight. Oh look, it's goblins. Wonder if that does actually count towards my survivor. Forgot to check what number it was. 56 or something like that. But it does mean that I don't have to kill all the goblins. I just need to turn around and walk away. Justice for the crowd. A crowd of enraged peasants is trying to lynch a young Azamar girl. The people feel certain that she casts hex and steals children, although there is no real proof of this. Valerie, go! Craftsman strike, Jublios, when you're finished with that. Lonely Mill can be a fun encounter too. Might go though.
I need to catch my breath.
I tire.
And rest.
Some food would be nice. And some booze. When I get to a tavern, I'll lock myself inside and won't come out until all the barrels are empty.
I love the way nobody questioned that, or nobody was like, meh, maybe you should not do that, or joining somebody in that. Yeah. Another day has passed and the barony is out of reach now. Bum 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 bum. See, I can't tell whether installing this to an SSD has helped. Oh, the Spriggans are here. Raider Aggie. There we go. Armed with a broken-handled knife, Aggie is busy whittling a steak with from a large stick. You see a pile of steaks nearby, along with a coil and a rough rope and some chunks of wood. The Spriggan barely notices you, and he's so consumed in his work. I promised to help you recover your home, and I've done just that. Aggie glances at you briefly, and then returns to his work on the steak. Well, I wasn't expecting any gratitude, and you certainly didn't disappoint. You could be a touch friendlier with the person who helped you get your cave back. You also killed half my tribe, left me defenseless, had to sort out the mess myself. You basically just compensating me for all the harm you've done. Did the barbarians do much damage to your home? Not too much. Stole some traps, scattered the beds and threw away all our food, the dots. But they left some useful things behind too, so I won't hold a grudge. It's all mine now. Now don't even think about taking anything. What are you doing? I'm obviously whittling steaks to make a trap. Set some by the stream, so now I need more. Not many others left. Can't watch everyone's backs. When I'm done here, I'll check on the others and the pitfalls they're digging. I give Frizz a sideways glance at you. I'm not telling you where the pitfalls will be, so be careful walking around here. Better yet, don't walk around here at all. You Spriggans are a secretive people. Would you be willing to tell me more about yourself and your kin? Why should I do that? Are you trying to get close to us? Learn more about learn our weaknesses? Relax, it's just curiosity. I've already helped you, after all. The Spriggan ponders for several moments. Fine, ask, but I won't tell you where my provisions are. Do you have any legends or stories around your creation? What's the sense in that? Why waste time wagging tongues when we could spend that time hunting? What a disappointment. No songs either? Songs? Who needs those? If you make noise, you're easy to find, and if you're easy to find, then you don't sing anymore, because you'll be dead. You're related to gnomes, right? Those clowns? Yes. We're unfortunate enough to share common blood, and that's all we share. You and gnomes don't look much alike. Why is that? Is that bad? Gnomes are noisy, reckless, and weak. You gotta keep a distance from them to survive. Being more like them would be worse. So it seems like your whole life is merely fighting for survival. So you started to get it. Some people think the world is full of song and dance. In reality, all that stands between you and death is your ability to take care of yourself. We don't waste time on such frivolous nonsense. How do you get along with other races? Further we are from them, the better. They don't bother us, we don't bother them. Been like that for many years. It works just fine. That's all I wanted to know for now. How are you doing after everything that happened? Been through worse? I have some questions about your people. That's just going to look around to that, and I'll be leaving. So they cannot tell me a damn solid thing. Is there anybody else of import back here? No.
That is not far.
Sorry about the yawns. Oh, I sneezed earlier and bit my tongue and it's still... And it's still giving me jip. It's almost like it's too big for my mouth or something.
My breath.
I'm curious. Everything? Oh, there's two here. The Hilltop Trail and the Crooked Teeth that have those symbols above them. I don't know what they mean, but I don't think I've seen them anywhere else before. I mean, it could be nothing. But to the Crooked Teeth.
May we have a moment of respite?
Never, Tristan! Never! Actually, let's rest before going in there. And let's put you back on guard. And I'll let some owlbear omelette. Mm-hmm.
So, why didn't you stay at the academy? You'd be living on Easy Street. Never be hungry or cold. All you'd have to do is just write your poems.
In Pitax, Easy Street is inhabited by those who diligently lick King Aravetti's boots. Or worse, especially if they do it literally. No, thank you. I'd rather sing at a roadside tavern.
curious. So I'm starting to think that maybe that symbol on the map means portal. I'm going to assume that I step through one and appear out the other. Could be a bad assumption, but that's what I'm going to do anyway.
As it should be.
Probably not a smart idea sticking your head into unknown portals, but 'tis the life of the adventurer. Hiya! Well, not where I was expecting to turn out. I'm guessing this is the other world.
What's that?
That will be a trap. That will be another trap.
It is finished.
That will be a trap. I'm guessing there's traps around all of the big flowers. Big flower, trap, big flower, trap, big flower, trap. No trap on that big flower though.
In due time.
Which is slightly worrying.
A trivial matter.
Because most of the time, if you're right about an assumption, you're usually right about it. It just means that you don't, not powerful enough to discover it. See? No. Ooh. Oaken hide poisonous manticore-like treant. That sounds like a terrible idea. Amory. How much of a terrible idea is this?
What you want?
Let's have a bluff
I'm listening.
and a charge. Ah, there's more than one of them. Although that doesn't look like a manticore-like treant, that just looks like a manticore. Nice, we did 7 points of damage. Poisonous primal manticore.
Consider me provoked.
Not bad. Valerie, go entertain that one. Chiron, go. Can you charge? No, you can't charge. Move up to that one.
Repent!
This is for you!
Let us strike as one!
Oof. How's that for dice rolls? Natural 1, natural 2.
Tear them apart!
Why won't you stand up? Are you stunned? You are stunned. Although, for some reason, didn't recognize that as an action. Come on. Why is
I'll
this?
fight if I have to.
This should do it.
Oh, I don't want you attacking it.
falter! Let it go!
Come on. No. Bollocks. to move carefully forward, set off trap anyway, but everybody saves against it, so it's not too big of an issue.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Share your troubles.
I won't let you down.
I'm listening.
What is up with this at the moment?
Tear them apart!
This should do it. Repent!
Let us strike as one.
I kind of didn't want that to happen to me.
Consider me provoked.
You cannot take actions, takes a -2 penalty to AC, loses dex bonus if any. Could do with not dying. What?
They go down!
Calm down. Not dead yet.
Serves you right.
Charge is so broken in this game. A number of times where it's like I charge at somebody and it basically gets
This is for
interrupted
you.
because combat, and then it knackers up my character for a bit. And you're still stunned, aren't you? Oh no, you're not stunned.
A calculated risk.
Nope. Tristan, move forward. And heal. So I'd rather not die. When we get in there and murder that thing. No, that's me dead. Hurrah!
You deserved it.
See, what should have happened is Amory should have been able to, I don't know, move up closer and maybe aggro the
I'll
thing.
fight if I have to.
Yay, great.
Any
It
last
managed to
wishes?
completely bypass all the defenses I put up.
Onwards!
Why did I even bother? Are you still stunned? You're not stunned.
Bring it!
Who's this? This is. Bum 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 bum. Displace Valerie. Maybe she'll actually have a chance of getting it to work.
Stay behind me!
I like we're a little bit too close to that one.
Tear them apart! This won't kill me!
No, it might actually kill you.
This is where I step in.
Let us strike as one! Her!
You forced my hand.
I should have healed with Tristan. You've got 3 hit points left. Stay down. Oh no, that killed you. Hooray!
Serves you right.
2 hits for no
Do
damage.
not hold up!
What do I have left? Haste? Sure, why not? Let's get some more attacks going.
You deserved it. I'm writing you out of our story.
Absolutely no damage whatsoever. I need to figure out something more I can do with you.
Onwards!
Bum, 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 bum. What rod does Octavia have? It's the rod of... Oh, it's a longevity rod. So if she casts a spell which has a duration, then it doubles its duration or extends it by 50%, one of the two. Well, the thing is, it's one of them where it's like there's very few spells that I can actually think of that I need to figure something else out to do with you, because that's twice now that I've done that.
Stay behind me!
Hit a few times and it's done absolutely no damage. Right, so what else do we have? Oh, we actually have a manual scorching ray. How you go? Let's have a scorching ray from Tristan.
You can't stop me.
Move back. Lindsay, I hope you managed to dodge. No, no, I can actually kind of just squeeze it in. Ta-da! Oof. Say run away, but it's a terrible idea. But yeah, extend meta magic rod. Extend spell. The extend spell lasts twice as long as normal. The only one that I can really think to use that on sometimes is haste, and I always bleed and forget. I mean, it also works on the pits, but I don't really want the pits going on forever. Oh, she might do.
What a miserable last chapter.
Let us strike as one!
Boom, 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 boom. Ta-da! Nearly accidentally shot Lindsay.
So it's come to this.
Do not falter! Hurrah!
Repent!
Ooh, we actually did 4 points of damage on a crit and then 4 points of damage on a regular strike.
Consider me provoked.
You really are just something else, you know that? Do you not even have a plus 10? Oh no, you do. Wait, no, that's with modifiers. Right. I think at base attack bonus 6 you get another attack, which will be next level, hopefully, maybe.
You forced my hand.
Onwards! Ah!
So, go back to the acid splash. Oh my word. Okay, kill this thing before it eats Kristen as well.
Stay behind me!
This is for you!
Dawnflower, grant me strength.
Let us strike as one!
Ta-da! He's got a cloak, a black fur cloak. Grants wearer plus 10 competence on all stealth checks and cold resistance at 30. Which I think is very similar to what I'm wearing. Plus 10 enhancement on all stealth checks and immunity to blindness and dazzling. See, I mean, it's kind of worth keeping that around just in case I go up against anything that's dealing cold damage. But blindness and dazzling are also two very dangerous ones, especially for the melee fighter, so I'm probably going to leave it on that and then totally forget about the cold one until, well, you know, time freezes over and then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I had this.
Right here, my friend.
Before stepping through, let's burn through a couple of heals. This is the best time to use group heals like this, it's just when everybody's naked. Boom. See? Everybody's feeling a lot better now, apart from all this constitution damage. Ooh, Kristen's got stuff for this. Restoration.
Just letting the ink dry.
You're down by 4, you're down by 7. Okay, you get the second restoration. Ta-da! And Lindsay, you get the lesser restoration. Not great, but it might roll a 4. It's probably going to roll a 1. Hey, it actually rolled a 4. It killed,
I wrote it
killed
like
her.
I saw
Killed everybody. That's when the other spells really come in handy, when it's like, ah yes, now I actually get to. See, I don't like that loading screen. It shows more otherworld. Yes, we're still in the otherworld. This is... Going into this portal was a terrible idea. Curiously empty. It's just rain, let us push onwards. The thunder is somewhat disconcerting now.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
This is a terrible idea.
I'll fight if I have to.
Do not falter.
Oh, it's a shambling mound and it has a poisonous aura. Nice. This is gonna suck. And of course it goes straight after me. Oh god, can you branch it? No.
Not doing it wrong. Spell is flawed.
This is where I step in.
Apart from
can't
throwing
stop
it into
me.
a pit, which I don't really want to do at this stage.
Onward.
Barely scratched it.
This will hurt. Oh. I'm wounded.
Can we actually die if I die?
They go down.
I got nothing.
Serves you right.
Consider me provoked.
Oh, the acid damage is reduced to 5. Oh no, all of it's reduced to 5.
Stay behind me!
Don't make it
Let's
count.
try this way.
Or don't.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
Yeah, probably gonna go for that, and then maybe. Don't think he's got protection from poison. Where are we? We're back in the first room.
Right here, my friend.
So through this one, and through this chamber, and then out the other side. I'm probably gonna keep Chiron back a little bit, so that the damn thing focuses on Valerie. I just wish there was a sort of like focus on me ability
Something bothering you?
that worked out a lot better than. What do we have? Sonic, fire, electricity, cold, and acid. But if I do electricity, that should prevent some of the damage. Grab that stuff. Menace, storm, and braces. 5. Right.
I am your shield.
We're gonna go forward.
Can you make an epic
Everybody
pose?
else
I need
is.
inspiration.
It's so annoying that I get such a high initiative and then it's wasted because
This
I can't
should
really
do it.
do much. Apart from kind of hang around at the back. Bless, 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 bless. Move forward. Don't really want you charging up there either, but let's move forward.
This spell's not supposed to work like that.
Just go with the magic missile. Sounds like a plan. Magic missile's always good. Lindsay, sing us a song of inspiration. Well, courage. Is it a song of inspiration? Inspire courage. Yeah. Dirge. Inspire greatness. There should be a song of inspiration. Shoot the bow off again because it's pointless, but hopefully this should get the interest on what's its face. Valerie, that's it. Does it see? Can it see? Oh, it's got cold iron reduction. Now I'm not sure if it's got eyes, but I do have this blind that's lying around. It succeeded at its saving throw. Of course it succeeded at its saving throw. Alright, Amory, get in there and start swiping at it. There we go. It's going after Valerie.
Provoked.
Serves you right.
You've got a cold iron weapon that I want to switch to, so I want you to switch back to your killer key and move up.
Repent!
I possibly shouldn't be using a lightning crossbow against something called Thunderbar. Talia, move forward. Because that concealment is. You failed
This is
against
for you!
poison. Of course you did.
You deserved it.
Great. Just keep thinking. And I meant to switch your weapon.
Calculated risk. Me, Gorum!
You have a different weapon? You have a scimitar. Bum.
They go down! Let us strike as one!
Nearly got it. Nobody really needs that.
You forced my hand.
I'll fight if I have to.
Reduced to nothing.
Any last wishes?
Valerie, switch your weapon in your inventory to a cold iron one.
Do not falter!
You missed anyway, but
This will hurt.
if you do manage to hit, you'll get past all of its DR.
Bring it!
There we go.
All according to plan.
Switch you back before I forget to your flaming bastard sword. Because I will usually forget. This is a terrible place. I didn't know better. I'd say that lightning is aiming for us.
In due time.
Anything on that? No. I was kind of hoping when that thing died it would clear out a storm. But apparently not. Aha, a door. I'm pretty much cleared the map to run. Possibly should have saved. Possibly. Oh well. I wonder, actually. I have a terrible feeling that these doorways in between are supposed to be places that I can rest up It's just I don't carry provisions because I feel that £10 per provision is terribly... We're back in the real world. Terribly cumbersome to be carrying around. You know, yes, okay, I can carry a lot more these days. But back at the start of the adventure, with not much weight capacity
That
and
is not far.
heavier armor and no bags of holding, it was like 60 pounds of food for a day was a terrible idea to be carrying around.
As it should be.
Why not? Let's go back into some deep and dark, mysterious caves. That's a terrible idea. Why did I do that?
Onward!
Enemy approaching.
Yes, attack Valerie, who you have next to no chance to hit.
Yeah. Ha!
Tear them apart!
Yeah. Sing us a song, and let's have some whatever this is. It's not displacement, it's blur. There we go. Blur. Finish off that one. Thank you. There are parts of the game where you will regret having no supplies. Yeah, probably, but I regret nothing. I will make foolish choices,
Can't stop me.
but I refuse to regret it. I still think that 60 pounds of food, the average person per day, although you know, sort of like, what is it? Average person per day consumption. Average person per day food consumption in pounds. 3 to 5 pounds per day of food. Now, okay, these are athletic, energetic people, but at the same token, it's like you wouldn't want to be eating too much more than that, especially if you're having to carry it around. We also have a gnome in our party, an elf who looks like they could be knocked over with a stiff breeze, and Tristan, who is probably a vegetarian. How? Why is it £10 per person of supplies? And that just annoys me, so I refuse to carry around supplies with me.
Left yourself open. Let's try this way.
I remember some quests gave me some reward of supplies, and it's like, here's 20 sets of supplies. That's 200 bleeding pounds of food. Do you expect me to carry this around with
This
me?
is where I step in.
Stay behind me!
I'll try to make this swift.
I think one of the things that also annoys me
This should
is
do it. Didn't even break a sweat.
in my head, imagine that meant to represent the weight of a tent as well, etc., which is fair enough. However, that basically means, rather than doing the sensible thing of carrying 20 pounds of, or 60 pounds of tents, and packing the tent away and resetting it up, they're carrying 200 pounds of tents for 20 supplies. It's like, just reuse things. And the other thing is, it's like, you get everything else. You can find teaspoons and all that kind of stuff. Would it really have killed them to have said, like, this is your camping equipment and this is your camping supplies? Especially when you're carrying things around like edible moss, eggs, flour. Just, no, the numbers aren't, the numbers don't make sense. Also, one of the other things is I need to just double check this before Pathfinder tabletop. You have got at level 3 cleric, create food and water. Oh, that's 2nd edition. That doesn't really kind of count, but I can't even tell what level that is. 2nd level in 2nd edition is create food. The cleric should always have the spell. If you're going off adventuring and you don't know when you're going to be able to... it seems close to a level of interestedness. I'm just ranting at the moment. In the tabletop, whether it's D&D or Pathfinder, I'm not sure about Starfinder, but Starfinder is largely assumed to be a plentiful world. So the use of magic for things which are easy to gather or create has kind of died off with sort of like laziness over the years. But clerics have create food and water, which is enough food and water for 6 people per casting of a spell. It comes as no great surprise that most adventuring parties tend to be about 6 strong. Ergo, therefore, if you're going into a dungeon and it's like, don't know when we're going to be able to make it back out, the cleric prepares 2 castings of create food and water. 1 is likely to succeed. If it fails, then you've got the 2nd one to rely on. Just in case something odd happens. Like, just as you go to cast a spell, the dungeon master decides a roof is caving in and you need to run. The spell is spoiled. Oh dear, you've got no food. Alright. We do a structural integrity of the next room, make sure it's not going to collapse, and cast the 2nd casting of the spell. And you prepare those 2 spells every day, just to avoid shenanigans and bullshit like, oh, you're in the middle of a dungeon, you got no food. Well, the cleric can, oh no, I banned that spell. Just, it annoys me that there's certain spells that haven't made it into Kingmaker. All right. I might need your help on this. What's the spell? Point blank? No. Rapid shot? No. What's the feat for firing into cover? Pretty sure there's a feat that gets rid of the penalty for shooting into melee. Or is that one that's just not available? Unavailable ones. Oh yeah. Precise shot. Yes, there we go. Oh, so need point blank shot first. Okay. saying is a terrible idea for Tristan. The thing is, what else is good? There's a bonus action you can make. Based on the roll the damage dice twice, and the results in before adding the bonuses for strength. Nope. Toughness. Nope. Throw anything. Nope. Stealth. Nope. Spell specialization. You treat your caster level for being 2 levels higher on all level variable effects of the spell. Okay, that would be nice if it did a few more than just that. Spell penetration, allied spellcaster. No. Oh, it's jumping back to the top of the list. Augment summoning. I rarely use my summons. Combat casting. No. Combat reflex. No. Coordinated defense. No. No. Deceitful. No. Deft hands. Die hard. Elemental focus. See that? See, just adding 1 onto the DC seems like a bit of a waste of a feat, but then again, at the moment it'd just be adding a +1, but it would eventually pan out as a +5, essentially. Endurance, no. I'm saying no because it's like... It's not that I wouldn't consider it, it's more along the lines of, so I know exactly what they are doing. Hammer the gap, no. Improved blind fight, no. Improved critical would be great for the other people, but not really with him. Empower metamagic stuff. I don't really dabble with the metamagic stuff. It doesn't seem powerful enough to me. You know, empower spell, all variable numerical effects of the empower spell increased by half, including bonuses to those rolls. But the spell cost is 2 levels higher. So, doing a Cure Light Wounds, which is a 1d8. Do you mean range? Reach. You alter a spell to, with an effective touch, close, medium, to increase the range by 1 of the category in the following order: touch, close, medium, long. See, that could be interesting for some of the healing spells. But with Tristan, I don't generally prepare healing spells because, you know, I feel that it's a bit of a waste of a slot. And also, you know, because what is it? Where's spell specialization? So you've got Cure Light Wounds, and then you've got Cure Moderate Wounds. And if I'm not mistaken, Cure Light Wounds is 1d8 plus spellcaster level. Cure Moderate Wounds, I think, is 3d8? For 1 level higher, so you're getting 2d8 more. I suppose, yes, the benefit of Cure Light Wounds at 2nd level is that it then becomes a range thing, so he doesn't have to wade into combat. But again, more often than not, I just... usually when things are going that badly wrong, I just tend to channel positive energy. And that covers everybody in the circle. So many people without flank. It's a really good one, that one. I think I am trying. I'm tempted to get this point blank shot, so that then I can get precise shot in a couple of levels time. Just simply so that we'll get a +5 swing, which will make him 25% chance more likely to hit on his bow, which he uses a fair amount. When he's not doing other things. That's what I'm going for. For a spellcaster who sits at the back, probably a terrible idea, but I don't care. Right, 6 is now a thing. Heal. Ooh. Ooh. Heal enables you to channel positive energy into a creature and wipe away any injury and afflictions. It immediately ends any and all of the following adverse conditions affecting the target: ability damage, blinded, confused, dazzled, dazed, dazzled, diseased, exhausted, fatigued, nauseous, poisoned, sickened, and stunned. It also cures 10 hit points of damage per level of the caster to a maximum of 150 points at 15th level. Heal does not remove any negative levels or restore permanent drained ability skill points. If used against undead, heal instead acts like harm. Again, I think he can just convert into them, but that's a nice thing. See, this is where the spells really start to come into things. Mass bears endurance, 1 minute per level, so 11 minutes. Everybody within the aura gets +4 to their constitution. I think that's going to be one of my things. What does harm do? It's just one of them. Heal does, it not only does the hit point restore, it also restores a bunch of conditions. Harm, it just does damage. Right, so chains of light. The creature targeted by the spell is held immobile by glowing golden chains composed of pure light. The creature is paralyzed and held in place, but may attempt a new saving throw each round to end the effect. Meh. Huge fire elemental, summon monster, inspiring recovery. You heal a creature, harm an undead creature, or call upon a very recently dead creature to fight beyond its reach. Beyond death's reach. The targeted creature regains 1d8 hit points per 2 caster levels. Healing can even bring back to life party members that died within 2 rounds. If you cast this spell to a creature whose hit point total is at a negative amount less than its constitution, so it comes back to life and stabilizes at its new hit point total. If you awaken a creature in this way, all allies within 60 feet who can see it regain consciousness. Gain a +2 morale bonus on attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws for 1 minute thereafter, as the healing powers of your deity have imbued them with renewed vigor. Creatures killed by death effects cannot be revived in this way. This spell deals damage to undead rather than curing them. It cannot bring them back to life. See, with how much I die, that sounds great. Right, let's go back. I don't use this. I can't say that I've used that. Although I should possibly use that much more. You confer on the subject the ability to see all things as they actually are. The subject sees the exact locations of creatures and objects under blurred displacement effects, sees invisible creatures normally. I'm going to take that just in case there's more wibbly creatures around. Because by you taking that, should be able to give that to Chiron and just massacre things even better. Level 4. I never use this summon creature. I always burn it out for something else. And I can burn out anything. The communal energy is still useful. The freedom of movement I still feel could be useful. It's just not come up yet. Can't put controlled fireball into a domain slot. Into a non-domain slot. Okay. You spit a stream of venom at the target using a ranged touch attack. If the venom hits, it causes blindness for 1 round. The target must also be poisoned by Blackadder venom. The DC in successive rounds to the poison is equal to the spell's DC. Sure, why not? Let's give Tristan a touch ranged attack. Blindness is useful, and remove blindness is also useful. Archon's Fury Prayer. They can. What's this? Searing Light. I keep forgetting that's a touch attack thing. I think it's touch attack. Yeah, touch attack. It looks like a heal. I can't put fireballs into that. Remove that. Oh, yes, okay. Take a dispel magic. Let's take 2. Bum 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 bum. Magical vestments. You imbued in a suit of armor or a shield with an enhancement bonus of +1 per caster level. I'll take that. Why not? They are all kind of useful in their own little ways, so I'm not going to be changing those. And these are pretty much the same. They're not particularly great, but at this level they're not particularly bad either. On level 0 I just get those. Great stuff. Okay. Right. Now that we have defeated the foes in this cave, let us explore the back of the cave. Oh, we'll be going down the mountain when she comes. We'll be going down the mountain when she comes. We'll be going down the mountain, going down the mountain.
All according to plan.
And down the mountain when she comes. Let's see if we end up where I expected to end up. I can't remember the name of the place. Because if it isn't where I think that it would be. No, it is where I thought it would. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So Crooked Teeth, in some bizarre way, is connected to Rotten Cave. Right. So there's a hilltop trail. Also, I want to see... I'm guessing that this path is probably just going to go whee, or it might go up there. I don't know. But I do kind of want to go back to town because people have died and people have got strength damage. Peaceful travelers. If it's this bleeding skeleton again. Come on, Skellybobs. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't put more friendly encounters in other than this guy. I seem to bump into him every other time that I pass through this area. You know, a little band of travelers, some local trappers, something like that. I'd be tempted to kill him if it wasn't for the fact that his stock occasionally changes. That's interesting. It's actually better AC than what I'm wearing. But it doesn't have the adamantine, which I really think does help. Just a little kicker to 3 damage reduction on everything that hits her. Helps. Ring of Corrosion. Whenever the wearer casts a spell with acid damage in its descriptor, the spell deals +1 point of damage per die rolled. Does that include precision damage? You have a spare finger. You now have a ring of acid. Corrosion, whatever it is. Where's my ring gone? I literally just bought a ring. There it is. Curious to see if that does actually give us a +1 for the acid splash on the precision damage.
Follow my lead.
Because if it does, she's just going to continue to get stronger. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I can check this, can't I? Yeah. Lots of things coming up. Amory, take care of that one maybe. There are no look into the future. I really need to get my Tristan and no, okay. So Amory, look into that for us. That's awful. I think I need to rank people up a little bit.
To catch my breath.
You catch your breath in Loachingdale.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
We're not stopping in the middle of the road. Not when we're so close to home. Hey Joom Joom da Boom. How goes it? Welcome to our, oh god, 110, 113, 115. Welcome to 115 hour to 116 hour of Pathfinder Kingmaker. I did not realize this game was going to take this long when I started streaming it. Because I might have chosen something else. I know you're a fellow streamer and you're just kind of getting your feet settled on that as far as I can see when it comes to PC games, but do your research. Make sure you know how long a game is going to last before you start streaming it if you intend on doing a complete playthrough. This is session 42. Glad you could pop in. Feel free to stick around, say stuff in the chat, and hope you enjoy your D&D session. Is it a homebrew campaign or is it a published campaign? That's still not great, but that's only one, and it doesn't make any difference. You're -3, but that's not a big concern. Okay.
In due time.
Homebrew taking on Vecna. Well, good luck. I wish you well. And if it comes up, keep the hand for yourself. And the eye. I think it's the eye? Yeah, always keep them things for yourself. Hands, eyes, feet. But don't be beholden by the head of Vecna. That one's a bit of a con. Surprise lightning bolt as soon as I step outside my door. Why did I do that? Show me your wares. Your wares are mainly the stuff that I've sold you. Lots of crap. See, I wish it told you. A little more on these. See, Fox is cunning. It's available to Octavia, but do I have it? Don't know from here. I don't really want to go through buying one of each of these scrolls just to find out that I've already got it. Because I'm 90% sure. But I don't get back half as much I'd pay for it. That really is a con. 37 gold if I sell it and 150 if I buy it. What are you playing in your homebrew to take on Vecna? Class-wise. Or heritage, or whatever you want. How goes the game? I'm guessing it's going well, seeing as though you're taking on Vecna, or you're just jumping straight in at the deep end and it's like, we're adventurers, we're gonna go kill Vecna. That campaign probably would be very short. Don't recommend. Dragonborn Tempest Cleric. Okay. Please tell me that you at least have some healing spells prepared. I played Adventures League years ago, and for whatever reason, I do not know, but for that season there was just so many Tempest Clerics who played in Adventures League, and the party would be getting injured. And the combat would be over, and it's like, alright, and yeah, while you sort out the healing, and it's like, oh, we got no healing. And it's like, why do you not have any healing? And it's like, everybody looks at the cleric, and it's like, oh, I'm not that kind of cleric. You've not got any healing spells whatsoever? No. Because I'm not that kind of cleric. I run up and I hit things with the power of thunder, and it's like, yeah, that's all fine and well until you actually sit down and realize that you're the only person here that can actually heal, because that's the way that it's kind of been balanced out on the tables. So it's up to the bard with their cure light, not cure light wound, what is it called in that? Healing word. Oh, I'm out of spells. Congratulations, the 2 people who got healed for a D4 plus whatever. Sorry, a little bit of a rant from my days of GMing. I still GM, I just don't do it in public as much these days. Do you have any new wares? I probably don't think you will do. No, you've still got a lot of the stuff that I sold you. And I sold it to you because it was crap. Live. Dig everybody. Itch the eyeball. Bum ba bum ba bum bum bum. So tired today. So tired. Right, so there's always something with this kingdom. Yeah, this needs sorting out. This needs sorting out. Knock Knock has something in mind. Well, I'm not going to turn in this adventure around just for Knock Knock. You can wait until I'm back in the temple. But yeah, I always think that clerics should have all healing spells available to them and prepared.
Need to catch
You know, if you don't want to be that kind of cleric, that's all fine and well. You don't have to always be casting the healing. Just make sure that the group has enough healing should it come to it. Run away.
I'm not afraid.
Oh, hello. Ferocious dread zombie cyclops. Well, they don't sound good. Who is this? It's Karen. It's probably a terrible idea to charge, but I'm going to do it anyway. And promptly miss. Great stuff. Let's sing a song for Lindsay. Tristan, move up and shoot that guy. Hey, you actually hit something. See, and if it wasn't for that feat that he took, he never would have hit it. I mean, I'm the most chaotic in the group, but, you know, thankfully I can prefer a good amount of spells, and damage spells I use are already known as PvDA. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you can choose your domain and not be that kind of cleric if you wish.
Let us strike as one.
It's just one of those where it's like, no, you might as well just at least have some kind of healing prepared. The more the better, if you ask me. But at the same token, it's like, well, just as long as you've got something to prevent the people from dying.
A calculated
Surprise! Ooh. It could have been so much better if you'd actually hit more than once. Right, now's the curiosity. Let's have a look at this damage. It does. It adds a D. It adds 1 onto the precision dice, which is nice. Because that's a guaranteed 4 per hit. Let's just made her acid splash. Is it acid splash? Alright, I'll catch you later, Jim Jim da Boom. So yeah, that's taking it from 1d3 plus 3d6, so that's 4 to 18, 21. 4 to 21 to 9 minimum to 25? 25, yeah. That's a respectable amount of damage. Yeah, I know that it's not as great as other people can do. Oof. Should not have come alone.
Serves you right.
Support the Baron in any way that you can.
They go down!
Madam! It exploded.
Let's try this way.
You deserved it.
See, why did you have to do that? I was trying to help you defeat the terrible Cyclopses. Now I've got to murder my way through you.
This should do it.
Wow, you were a tough one. Octavia,
This
go
is
for
for
that one.
you.
Becoming more and more frustrating when Octavia doesn't get off the sneak
Any
attacks.
last wishes?
So it's come to this.
No, it's a really big difference between a D3 plus 1 and 1d3 plus 1 plus 3d6 plus 3. Or 1d3 plus 3d6 plus 4. That might be a better way of saying that.
Bring it!
Ifelanova. You annoy the Cyclops while we deal with everything behind you. Including your friends.
I'll fight if I have to.
No, let's just sort it out. That
This
one.
is where I step in. I'm writing you out of our story.
Repent!
Why does everybody insist on hitting me? Valerie, go take care of him. Surprise! You're
Tear
dead.
them apart!
See, delay until after Valerie because
You
I
can't
don't
stop
want you
me.
getting massacred. Okay. Nothing can hit Valerie.
Serves you right.
Moving closer because of this bleeding ring. Not sure if it helps, but
You forced my hand.
I can make believe it will. There we go. Now
A
moving.
calculated risk.
And hopefully you don't become the main target. Ooh, it fell over.
Consider me provoked.
And missed due to concealment. With them both hostile and not allied, but but not allow you get flanked by them. Within both hostile, but not allied, do you get flanked by them? Yes, you would essentially be flanked by them. As far as I'm aware, because it doesn't matter whether they're actually enemies of each other, it's just like if you have two enemies either side of you, you are considered flanked. And everybody leveled up. Yay! Level ups for everybody! This will probably be the rest of, well, it shouldn't be the rest of the stream. Right, fighter. Skills. Athletics and mobility. That's all you're good for, Valerie. Right. Oh, you got armor training. Starting at 3rd level, fighting becomes more maneuverable while wearing armor. Whenever wearing armor, reduces the armor check penalty by 1 to a minimum of 0. Increases the maximum dex bonus allowed by his armor by 1. Every 4 levels thereafter, 7, 11, and 15. Those bonuses increase by 1 to a maximum reduction of -4 to the armor check penalty and a +4 increase to the maximum dex bonus allowed. Oh, alright. In addition, the fighter can move at his normal speed while wearing medium armor. At 7th level, the fighter can move at his normal speed while wearing heavy armor. Oh. Right. I mean, point blank shot is useless for Valerie because she's always in melee, never out of it. She's already got a weapon focus of the bastard sword, I think. No, she doesn't. She doesn't actually have weapon focus bastard sword. I mean, I might as well. It gives her a +1. Let's see what else there is. Critical focus. If you are trained in the art of causing pain, you receive a +4 circumstance bonus to attack rolls made to confirm critical hits. It's kind of useful for other people. Chiron especially, because his crit range is so high, getting that +4 bonus to it is likely just to increase the number of crits that he confirms. Hammer the Gap. It's not so much Hammer the Cap. I'm kind of hoping that Chiron has. See, I'm tempted to get Power Attack because I'm pretty sure Power Attack. Let's click off of that so it stops doing it. Power Attack leads into Cleave, I believe. Yeah. I think. See, that doesn't make any sense. Cleaving Finish requires Cleave and Power Attack, but Cleave requires Power Attack, so it should just say Cleave. If you make a melee attack and your target drops to 0 or fewer hit points as a result of the attack, you can make another melee attack against your highest based. Using your highest based attack bonus against another opponent within reach, you can only make 1 extra attack per round. But wouldn't Cleave achieve that? As a standard action, you make a single attack, add your full base attack bonus against the foe within reach. If you hit, you deal damage normally, and you can make. Oh, that's as a standard action. If you make, oh, okay, so that basically adds the cleave onto your normal attacks, as long as it dies. Oh, that's kind of cool. Clustered shots, not really. Combat expertise now. Kurugon Smash. You need persuasion for that. Crane Riposte, no. Crane Start, no. I'm guessing that's a monk thing. Critical Mastery. When you score a critical hit, you can apply See, we've got critical focus. Do I have critical focus? Is critical focus that you could have? Critical focus. Oh, right, that's that one. Okay, right. So critical focus opens up a bunch of things like the critical things, which is when you score a critical hit, you apply 2 of the crit feats in addition to the damage dealt. Okay. It's been a while since I've actually been through this list, and so oh, that's interesting. Your offhand weapon while dual wielding strikes with greater power. Add your strength bonus to damage rolls made with your offhand weapon. Bum bum bum. Extra performance, fireness, no. Fury fall. You can use your strength and agility to send foes crashing to the ground. Oh, okay. Greater cleave requires fleet. If you make if you hit, you can continue to make attacks against foes adjacent to the foe as long as they're within your reach. You cannot attack an individual foe more than once. That's great for swarms, but I've not really felt that this game does swarms very. Not swarms. Large groups of small monsters, that it doesn't seem to do that frequently, especially seen as when you move up to goblins and you're in, so like, there's certain times that this kind of really can help out when you've got goblins who switch from bows to swords when you get too close. Because then you want to try and take them down as quickly as possible, and the quickest way when they're using bows is just wait until they shoot, and then you get an attack of opportunity. Ta-da! It dies. Because they're not smart. Whereas if they all then start switching to melee weapons, and you need the greater cleave to basically go, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you, and I'm going to hit you, and you keep going that way. But again, it's not that great because I'm thinking more tabletop games and sort of like older games that I've seen where it's like when you get swarmed, it'll be like 20 different creatures all just surrounding you all at once. And Greater Cleave can really kick off at that point because it's like you just cleave and hit all of them. Greater blah blah blahs. I'm bored of reading these now. Yeah, interesting. I'm going to take the weapon focus for Bastard Sword. Or do I take power attack? See, the cleave isn't great. And Valerie is not good at hitting anyway. She's okay at it, but power attack giving the penalty for more damage, that's more of a Anne-Marie thing. What's Vital Strike? Vital Strike's one of them useful ones if you're using... I never tried cleave on a character without a reach weapon or someone who I regularly add. Okay, yeah, that'd be one way of getting around it because cleave for a reach weapon or enlarged would be able to touch more of the creatures. Yeah, and it's combos like that I've not really considered before. But yeah, Vital Strike is nice if you've got somebody who frequently will cast True Strike, because of that plus 20 bonus to the next hit. The Vital Strike can really sort of like counter it so that you're nearly always hitting the target for your normal amount of damage. I mean, you're missing a few points of strength, but what's the difference between, you know, what's a few points of strength damage when it's almost a guaranteed hit and doubling the weapon's dice? So yeah, let's take the weapon focus. It's not a bad one. It gives her another +1. She's now got 3 attacks around. That final attack's only at a +4. Right, Barbarian. What was that you get at this level? Great Rage. At the 11th level, the Barbarian's bonus on melee attack rolls and melee damage rolls from weapon damage rolls and will saves is while raging is increased to +3 as opposed to +2. Yes. In addition, the amount of temporary hit points gained while entering a rage is increased to 3 per hit die, which it was only 2, I believe. Yeah, 2 per hit die. It gets a bonus. It doesn't get the negative increase. That's nice. So yeah, Amory is even more dangerous while raging now. And she also gets a feat after I assign her skills. It's interesting that the very not smart Barbarian has more skills than the classically trained Paladin come the heavy shield master of Valerie. Right. You have improved criticals already. Again, I feel that she might actually benefit from the critical focus as well. So I'm gonna give her that, because I'm pretty sure for me. Oh no, that is gonna give me the Kiriki. So I still get a feat. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm sticking with Rogue. Don't know why it doesn't just assume that. I get all the skills. Finesse training. Kukri. Which will add on whenever the rogue makes a successful melee attack with the Kukri, she adds her dex modifier instead of the strength modifier, which if we go back to my abilities we can see is a lot better than my strength. If any effect would prevent the rogue from adding of the strength, it also prevents the adding of the dex. My sneak attack is now up to 68, which is a nice number to have. And we need to hammer the gap in improved critical. Do I not have improved critical, Kariki? I don't. I don't even have weapon focus, Kariki. Improved critical Kuriki. Next. So yeah, we'll choose one type of weapon. When using the weapon, your threat range is doubled. And the finesse training should make this ridiculous. So we're now up to a 17 to 25 and a 13 to 21. Which I'm trying to remember what the... Is he not allowing... So let's take that off a second. See, that's interesting. Mother's Warmth as a weapon in Tristan's hands registers a 15 to 20 with a by 2 critical hit. So in my hand, with my focus, unless it's... Improved critical does not stack with keen. That's what I'm now realizing. See, this is one of the things that D&D did right, if you ask me. Is if effects don't stack, they're named exactly the same. So if you've got unarmored defense coming from a monk and you take a level in barbarian, you don't get the effects of both unarmored stances or unarmored defenses, despite the fact that what both of them are worded, as well as your dex modifier you add on your constitution for the barbarian and wisdom for the monk. But they're both called unarmored defense, so there's somewhere in the book, and I can't remember where it is. It's basically rule of thumb: if they've got exactly the same name, then they don't stack. Now, if it had said anywhere in my experience, and I'm not saying that I'm excessively experienced at this, that improved critical does not stack with... It does actually say it right on the feet. I just wasn't reading. This effect does not stack with any other effect that expands the threat range of the weapon. So I take that back. It doesn't stack with keen. I possibly should have read it all and remembered that these Kuriki were keen. But it does now mean that basically any one that I pick up, because I'm pretty sure I've seen some others, and I didn't, and I'm not running around with them. I might have them, I might have sold them. Because they weren't keen and these two were. But at the same token, a little bit annoyed at that. It's one of them where it's like, if I was to play this through again anytime soon, I think I would make a lot more better choices. It's just at 115 hours in, I don't feel like playing this again. Deadly aim, no. Right. So you've got point blank shot. You've also got precise shot. You've already got precise shot. That's great. So you don't need it. What do you need then? Deadly aim? What's deadly aim? Yeah, no. Clustered shots. No. Improved critical. Could do. Rapid shot now. See, this is one of the things that's like coming into this level up. I was thinking everybody with a ranged weapon is going to basically be working towards the precise shot to get over that negative penalty. And I didn't realise what's her face. Lindsay already had it. I went enchanter slash skill monkey with Lindsay. I'm tempted to take this clustered shots actually, because there was a couple of times in the combats just recently where she's hit twice, but neither of them did any damage because it didn't overcome the damage threshold. Whereas with the clustered shots, there's a chance that she'll be able to overcome the damage threshold because it adds up all the damage. I mean, it only will work then if she actually manages to hit on both strikes, but could be worse. Oh, her Inspire coverage has gone up by another +1, which is nice. So that's now a +3, and Inspire Competence, which is now a +4, I believe. Oh, choose a first level spell. Oof. Strange. Well, I'm strange. The target moves at half its normal speed. Multiple haze of dreams do not stack. Nor does the spell stack with a slow. I can kind of see why you went for the enchanter kind of thing, because there is some interesting enchantment spells. Again, it's one of them where you really do need to try and beef up the DC of the saving throws if you're going down that specialized route, which I've not really done in this at all. It makes sense, you know, if it's like there's nothing worse than going without concentrating on it. A spellcaster who's all like, I'm all evocation magic, and then you can't overcome anything, or it's real easy to overcome your spell DCs because it's like, yep, half damage all around, and it just, and you know, in other ones, it like this, I believe, will negate, and will negate. So if you know, if they if they overcome the DC, then it's just like, nope, that's it, that's the entire spell gone. That's a lot more frustrating. See, the vanish and spells like that work a lot better at our table, because it's always useful to have the rogue to be able to have them 5 rounds to dash into position and be ready for when combat starts, or to start the combat off by doing a coup de grace against a helpless target before everybody else wakes up to realize that there's a threat going on. But in this, I don't feel that the whole stealth element is really great. Because one of the problems is when at a table, if you can see the enemy from a mile away, you can kind of squint your eyes and go, can I tell what that thing is? Make me a knowledge check. You roll the die, you do well at the knowledge check. Yes, it's this. I am tempted to go for Expeditious Retreat, because if nothing else, it's a thing. So she's already got Serenity and Shout, and I've not really been able to use Shout. One of the things is she... One of the things is she does a lot of things that cover a lot of people. Ooh, dominate person. You can make any humanoid creature fight on your side as if it was an ally. It will... See, again, enchantment, which you mentioned is her kind of like focus. It's all like, that's a really nice one. I think I'm going to take it just because. Dominate monster is best if they have it in this.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Right, and now we've got the Arcane Trickster, who's level 2, who gets another sneak attack die. Who is also a manic little skill monkey. Kind of. I have no idea how their skills have ended up so diversely weird. Next. See, is a precise shot the one that you need for spells into melee? Because if I was to read that at a table, it's like you shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent. I then go away and look up the spell, which I can't really at the moment. Well, can I? Can I have a quick squint at the spell? Acid Splash. You fire a small orbit of acid at a target. You must succeed a ranged a touch attack to hit your target. The orb deals 1d3 points of acid damage. Yeah, it just doesn't say anywhere there that it's a ranged weapon. Whereas here, you shoot or throw ranged weapons. So, I'm going to take your word for that. And I'm just going to double check once I've actually got it going. Ooh, Elemental Focus. Oh, that's DCs. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Spells. Right, I can take up to level 6. I have not been using Disintegrate or Acid Fog. Wait, no. I can take up to level 4. Eesh. I've got level 6 spells because at some point I picked up scrolls and scribed them into the book. Right, we have got Acid Pit, Dimension Door, Protection from Energy Communal, Bestow Curse, and Bones Shatter. Do we have anything that is... That's a reflex saving throw. That is an area effect. That's an illusion. Rainbow pattern is area effect. Shout is area effect. Summon median elemental, summon monster, slime touch. A volcanic storm is an area effect. Contagion, emanation. You point and fear and fire a black ray of negative damage that suppresses life force against a living creature. If hit. Meh. That's one thing that I think I forgot the first time. And then I forgot why it was important. I will choose one of these transmutation ones. You convert a thin layer of ground to molten glass that cools quickly. Creatures in that area take 1d6 fire damage per 2 caster levels, maximum 10d6. I'm becoming entangled until they make a successful strength, athletics, and mobility check. The DCs are equal to the spell's saving throw DC. Any creature within the area that makes a successful reflex saving throw takes half damage and is not entangled. The ground isn't covered by slippery expanses of sharp shards of obsidian. The area of effect is difficult terrain, and creatures inside must take -5 on mobility skill checks. On a successful 15 acrobatics check is required to charge across the area. Creatures that fall prone in the area take 1d6 points of damage from a sharp obsidian. That sounds like a plan. There we go. I took at least one transmutation. See, none of these really say range touch attack. Tempted to go with a controlled fireball because that's always useful to just have. I know Tristan's got it. Oh, Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath actually isn't too bad because it's you pick a target. You breathe out any creatures in the affected area. Where's the affected area? And let's take it and see what happens. Complete. Right. So let's go to your spellbook. Go up to the level 4 and put in Obsidian Flow and Dragon Breath. Let's see what happens. 3 has got another spell. Lightning Bolt, why not? I'm tempted to take out these pits because I'm not using pits as much these days. And put in some Scorching Rays, which are the ones that have the critical damage. And I'm tempted to leave these the same. I should really use this Mage Armor now. One of the problems with the Mage Armor is that it's like at first level, it's like which hour do you want it to work? And then by the time it's come to this point, it's like, well, it actually lasts 8 hours. So as soon as we actually get into an area off the travel map, might as well. And it's good for a good 8 hours. Right, lenses I don't need to touch because they just work. Your braces outclass it already. So they do. I am running around in +5 braces and it is an armor check. True Strike? See, that's the spell I was talking about when it benefits, because if I take True Strike, and if I remember to cast that before I cast a Scorching Ray, at least the first one is definitely gonna hit. Ooh, should I take an acid arrow as well, actually? An acid arrow springs from your hand. The target, you must succeed a ranged touch attack against your target. The arrow damages 2d 4 points of acid damage with no splash damage. For every 3 caster levels you possess, the acid, unless neutralized, lasts another round. Whereas that is... Yeah, each raid requires a range that deals 4d6 points of fire damage. But you get multiple rounds. This... So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I doubt that it would get the precision damage on the subsequent round rolls. Either way, fire and acid, always good for a laugh. Tristan's done. Everybody else doesn't have spells. Lindsay doesn't care. She just gets spells per day, which is nice. Oh yeah, we killed terrible people here. Did not actually honestly expect that to last the entire remainder of the session. See, this is the thing that I'm not a massive fan of when it comes to Pathfinder, is how long it takes me to level up. Now, I appreciate that some people might be able to level up quicker because they're more experienced and they've got a build in mind, so they know exactly where it's going, what they're doing, and how they're getting there.
Have you ever thought of leaving the warrior's path, finding a new task, putting away your sword?
Putting away? Yeah, right. It would get stolen right away. And it's pretty valuable.
I was supposed to do a thing with Charon and Octavia. But yeah, it's just taking me 40 minutes to level up 5 characters. Well, yeah, if I got experienced, it will be somewhat quicker. But 9 times out of 10, I just want to move on and play the game. I know that I could possibly go down the auto-leveling thing, but then you've got the flip side of the argument. It's like, no, I want to make my character choices because... you know, then it's my character, my choice. But there's so many options in Pathfinder. Anyway, right. Seems as though we're just about there. Well, we're actually there now. It is time for me to call the stream to a close. Thank you for joining me. Let's just have a quick squint at Twitch. That's on mute. Yes, my friend Pathfinder Games is playing. I do believe it's their Starfinder game. Pathfinder Games. This evening. I will be back tomorrow evening around about the same time playing some more Cyberpunk 2077. And good thing to note is my new SSD has massively improved the loading times on that game. Before I would get through just about halfway of every news broadcast that it shows on the loading screens. With the SSD, it's actually gotten to the point where it's I don't even think it got past the first bit of dialogue and the game had already loaded. So that's good. Not entirely sure if it's improved the game at all, but I was derping around on it and it was spawning in vehicles quicker, and I drove around for like 5-10 minutes and it was continually spawning vehicles, whereas prior, occasionally the roads would become very quiet and empty. just because there's no bad guys around. Because I don't think it was being able to load in the vehicles quick enough for them to render on screen, and it was causing quirks like that potentially. Or it could just be how long I end up playing the game, and it's just a memory leak somewhere that it eventually forgets to spawn in cards. I don't know, but hopefully tomorrow after 3 hours we'll get to find out, and if there is any crashes to desktop, it should perform a lot better at getting me back into the game and off the desktop, rather than everybody waiting around on loading screens with me, because that's always fun. Anyway, I'll probably be back Saturday playing a co-op game with my good friend Kitchigai Neko, as we stream on both our channels. If not, I'm back Monday, Cyberpunk Tuesday, Pathfinder Kingmaker. Check my schedule below for timings. And if I don't speak to you again, have a good evening. Alright, we're going to go on this raid, and I'm going to close off the stream. Bye.